Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone, and welcome to Practical AI Strategies minus the tech jargon. My name is Michelle Eisenberg, and I am a program assistant at the NASDAQ Entrepreneurial Center. And for those of you who may not know, the NASDAQ Center is a nonprofit building a better path for entrepreneurs worldwide by improving inclusion, access, and knowledge in entrepreneurship. So as you will see in the chat in a moment, the NASDAQ Center provides programs, resources, and exceptional mentorship to entrepreneurs across all races, industries, and geographies. So definitely make sure to check out those links and resources in the chat. And then just a couple of housekeeping items before we get started. First, let us know where you are dialing in from in the chat. We always love to connect. And second, we are going to open up for live Q&A at the end of the event. So please make sure to submit your questions for us in that Q&A function at the bottom of your screen throughout the presentation, and we will try our best to get to as many as possible. And of course, none of what we do could be possible at the center without all of the amazing support from our sponsors, including NASDAQ, Lehigh University, KPMG, Wilson Sonsini, Wells Fargo, the Narit Foundation, Walmart.org, JP Morgan Chase, BPM, HubSpot for Startups, and Google Cloud. We are humbled by their contributions and hope you are grateful too. And so before we get started, we always like to launch a couple of polls just to step back, see how everyone here is doing today. This first poll is going to ask, how are you feeling about your business? How are you feeling? Fearful, anxious, surviving, or optimistic? We'll give it just a couple moments for folks to respond here. Awesome. We'll give it just a few more seconds. All right. I am going to end this poll and share these results. All right, looks like we got optimism in the lead. Always great to see, but definitely some feelings of fear, anxiety, and surviving as well. So hopefully this shows you that whatever you are feeling, you are not alone. And hopefully our presentation today will help alleviate some of those feelings. So I am going to stop sharing this poll and launch that second poll. What is keeping you up at night? Finance, sales, marketing, scale, pivot, team, or surviving? And this one just helps us understand your current needs as an entrepreneur so we can make sure that the programs and resources we are developing continue to be valuable for all of you. So I'll give this one just a few more moments. Awesome. We got folks from California, Miami, Florida, Bucks County, Pennsylvania, the Caribbean, Antigua and Barbuda. Welcome, welcome. Vegas, UK, awesome. More California. Welcome from all over the place. So great to have everyone dialing in from all over. All right, I'll give this poll just one more moment. All right, I am going to end this poll and share these results. Awesome. Looks like sales coming up in the lead, finance right behind. Very fitting for our conversation today, but we got some marketing, scale, pivot, and surviving up there as well. So thank you all so much for participating. Super helpful. I'm going to stop sharing this poll, and without any further delay, please join me in giving the warmest welcome to our two special guests, Josh Thomas and Anna Gonzalez, founders of Anabots AI. Josh, Anna, such a pleasure to have you both here with us today. Super excited for this one, and I am going to pass it right over.
Hey, so glad to be here. Thanks so much. And for everybody listening, we are both overcoming a cold or something that happened on a trip, and so I might sound a little bit sometimes like a bullfrog. Sometimes I might sound a little bit like a 13-year-old teenage boy. and you might hear some coughing or something, but we're here, we're in good spirits, and we're ready to go. Anna, any quick words of wisdom?
I'm just gonna say that we are alive.
We are alive and we are living. I'm just about 3 octaves lower than normal, so bear with me. So hey, let's get started. And we've got a bunch of really cool stuff to share with you. And I am going to share my screen. And then I am going to click this button here to start the slideshow. Great. And so what we're going to talk about today is how to use AI to 3x your sales in less than 90 days without being super techy. We run into a lot of entrepreneurs who are curious about how to use AI in their business, and they want to get in there, they want to use it, but they don't want to go and get advanced engineering degrees to kind of figure it out. And so we've found that there's kind of two camps. There's the people that are all in, and they're like, yeah, man, this AI stuff is great. And then there's the people who are all out, and they're saying, nope, I don't want to have anything to do with technology. It's going to like take over and kill all humanity. But there's actually this third group that's right in the middle. And those are the people who are like, I think I could get into this, but I'm not a super tech genius. And that's really who we're talking to today. And there you go. And then just so you know, we're going to be talking about this towards the end of the presentation, but I want to give you an opportunity to get this now. If you want, you can go to anabots.ai/NASDAQ. That's anabots.ai/NASDAQ. And we have a simple lead generation framework that we use, and we've used that to book us 300 plus sales calls in 2024 so far. And we did that with zero ad spend, zero cold outreach, and no posting endlessly on social media. I did not have to dance on TikTok one time. And that's a good thing. That's a good thing. So who is this training for? This training is for coaches, consultants, agencies, professional services, home services, and really anybody who wants more sales with less effort. And there are no tech skills needed. So if you are concerned that we're going to be talking about anything that's just over your head from a technology perspective, don't worry about that. I'm not a super tech person, and that's kind of ironic for a guy that runs an AI company. But what we will cover today is why AI is essential to your success, especially right now in this moment in time. We're going to talk about how to create high quality content in less than 5 minutes. We're actually going to go through a demonstration on how that works, and we're going to bring a volunteer from the audience for that. And then in the last part of the presentation, we're going to be talking about how to generate unlimited sales calls for free for your business. A little bit about us. My name is Josh Thomas. This is my lovely partner, Anna Gonzalez. We have been in business for more than 16 years, served more than 5,000 clients across 30 industries. With the systems that we've built, we have represented and sold more than $70 million across our different clients. I've personally taken more than 10,000 sales calls. So I've learned a thing or two about selling some stuff. I've had a few 6-figure one-call closes. Just threw that little bullet in there. It's a tiny brag. And then we have interviewed more than 1,200 entrepreneurs and had conversations about their business. Also, wanted to let you know we are the 2024 Banana Bar Crawl Champs. We are avid taco enthusiasts. We live in Austin, Texas, and yes, it is still weird. And you ready for it? We can stare judgingly in Spanish. Ready? Yeah. All right. Pretty good. Okay. But she's always staring judgingly in Spanish. But all right. So I want to share just a quick clip from some other people that have gotten results from us, so just so you have an idea of who we are and how we help people.
3 months into working with Josh, our monthly revenue grew 3x. So we went from 50K to 150K in just 3 months. He helped me with, obviously, sales. He helped me with marketing. He helped me think about strategy, and he helped implement so many of the processes and structures that I still have today.
All right. And this is Michael. So that was Pia. She actually has a branding agency. and she was able to take her sales and 3x those sales, and we just were focusing on the systems. This is Michael. He has a real estate business.
There's this book called Radical Candor that I read a couple of years ago, and I really liked it and started implementing in the company. It really talks about, being straight up with people around you. And most people are too nice and they don't want to be straight up because they might hurt each other's feelings. Josh doesn't have that problem. Josh is straight up. And when he says something, sometimes it stings a little bit because it's true. And so
I don't know why that was a testimonial video. We actually 10x'd his business, but that was the most important thing he wanted to share. So I'm like, all right, I'll share that with people. This is Brian. Brian has a travel agency, and we were able to take Brian's travel agency to $1 million a month. And he's just talking a little bit about the journey here.
So we went from 4 million in 16 to 6.6 in 17.
Wow.
That's younger me.
And we're at 12 this year in 23. So yeah, I mean, it's pretty fascinating to look at the trajectory after that.
And then finally, I've got Carl Richardson here, and Carl and I actually had one conversation. He went and took massive action, and this is what happened.
I'm Carl Richardson. Actually, I had a conversation with Josh about 2 weeks ago. I reached out to Josh because my business is struggling. Last year we crossed the $1 million mark, and we were in a slump, and we just weren't closing stuff. I reached out to Josh, and he poured into me. After that conversation with Josh, the next week we closed about $200,000 of work. Yeah. That's just one conversation. Yeah. I knew at that point that whatever Josh has, I'm sold, right?
So I just want to share that. And we literally talked one time, and I said, Carl, go do this. And he went and did it, and he got a result. So sometimes it's easier than we think. There's not rocket science. None of these guys were like, hey, here's some crazy sales voodoo. A lot of it has to do with the basic fundamentals, blocking and tackling. And if you're doing those things, you probably have all the information you need right now to go out and crush it with your business. Sometimes it's just a matter of going out and taking some action like Carl did. So one more time, this is the same link as before. Actually, I didn't include the link. It's anabots.ai/NASDAQ. Can you just put that in the chat? anabots.ai/NASDAQ. And you can download the lead generation framework that we're going to talk about a little bit later in the conversation. So one thing to keep in mind, today's AI is not your dad's AI. Okay, so for those of you who have a little bit of gray in your beard or a little bit of gray in your hair, we've all seen Terminator 2. We all know that Skynet becomes self-aware in 1997 and destroys all humanity, and Arnold Schwarzenegger's involved and all this stuff. That's not really what AI is today. But the fear is there because the fear has been installed into us, and it's actually very natural. The adoption of technology over the years, Anna, has been something that we've all struggled with. So let's talk a little bit about electricity. What are some things that people were afraid of with electricity?
I mean, first of all, why would I need electricity if I have really nice candles?
Yeah. Candles for life. Exactly. This was a newspaper article in 1879. It says, Edison's electric light, conflicting statements as to its utility. And this was a political cartoon against electricity. There's just like people hanging in the wires and stuff. And so let's talk about what's the next thing that people were really afraid of, the next advancements in technology.
Cars. Like, come on, a mechanical horse?
Right? Why would you want that? This is actually the McLaughlin Carriage Company throwing shade on the entire automobile industry by saying, oh, why would you drive your car over the bridge into the river when you can take your carriage over the bridge? So people were afraid of cars. They were very skeptical. They're like, nah, man, this isn't going to stick. Let's talk about the internet. What happened with the internet?
Total fad. It's not going to stay here. Like what? It's living.
Definitely not a thing. I'm not getting on the internet. Why in the world would I need that much information available to me at all times? Internet, this article is from December 5th, 2000. This century, just 24 years ago, on the front page. Internet may be just a passing fad as millions give up on it. That was the sentiment this century about the internet. And then finally, let's talk about cell phones. There was this big craze, if you're in California, like everything is illegal and everything causes cancer, but all of the recreational drugs are legal though. California is weird like that. But there was this huge fear about cell phones, and those fears may be real, but if you think about it, it was like, why in the world would I need to be immediately contactable at all times? For those of you who were around in the early 2000s, you probably said that. And now we're like, I can't go 2 seconds without this phone in my hand. Here's the thing, AI may just be emerging now in our consciousness, but it's actually been around for more than 70 years. Tell us about that, Anna.
Well, yes, AI, the concept of AI was crafted in 1955, and it was in a mastermind where 11 scientists came together to name this new thing about machines that think. So it's been here for 70 years. What's changed is accessibility to the public, which was possible in 2021 with these things like ChatGPT or Anthropic. But if you think about it, if Netflix told you what to watch last night, that's AI. If you have a Roomba vacuum, that also uses AI. So it's been here, it's been around, and we don't even realize.
Yeah, so artificial intelligence is a term that's constantly evolving. 1955, the term artificial intelligence, and you look at a picture here, that's artificial intelligence in 1955. And so what it actually is constantly evolving. Whatever it is today, it's not going to be the same as what it is in 5 years. But one thing that is the same is better inputs produce better outputs. Everybody on this call has probably heard of or is familiar with ChatGPT. We're actually going to do something with that in about 2 minutes. You've probably messed around with it. You probably said, hey, write me an email to my boss, saying I'm going to be late for work. And then it pumps out this kind of garbage, like, I would never talk like that. I would never write like that. This doesn't sound like me at all. Almost to the point to where you can tell when ChatGPT writes something for you. But it has to do with your inputs, because better inputs produce better outputs. Here's an example. This is Beef Wellington by Chef Gordon Ramsay. Beautiful. Sorry, vegans. But that does look amazing. And this is Beef Sickington that was by Aunt Sheila, okay? Same recipe, same ingredients, but that looks disgusting. Nobody should eat that. This is Falling Water House by architect Frank Lloyd Wright, who is one of the most famous, well-known, legendary architects, and this is one of his best-known house designs. And this is what we call Falling Down House by Bubba T. Builder. Better inputs equals better outputs. And So this is Whitney Houston, who is bearing her soul. This is Anna, who is going to steal your soul.
Sorry. I'm sorry, guys. You're gonna have nightmares.
Better inputs, better outputs. Here's some other examples. AI is not perfect. It has a real hard time with fingers. I'm not sure what prompt created this thing here. And then there's some kind of back to the fingers, like ice cream thing. And then this is actually Google's AI confirming that, yes, Elmer's glue can be used to glue pasta together. So it still has a long way to go, but you have to focus on putting in the right inputs so that you can get the right outputs. Okay, so now we're going to actually talk about some better inputs that we can put into there. And we've got a volunteer. And stop sharing. I'm going to let, are you good to share your screen, or you want me to pull it up?
I'm good to share my screen.
Okay, cool. And so Anna, Michelle, we had a volunteer that was going to join us. Can you bring that person in? And so what we're going to do while they're coming in is, hey, Samantha.
Hi.
Hi, Samantha.
Hey there, welcome.
Hi, thank you.
And so I'm gonna let Anna take over. And what we're gonna do is we're going to open up ChatGPT, and I'm gonna give you a link in the chat right now that you can get access to this prompt that we're showing right here. and so you guys can follow along. And go ahead, Anna.
So what we're going to do is called prompt chaining. So right now, prompt engineering is the art and science of crafting questions and giving orders to AI like ChatGPT to produce the results that we really want. Like Josh was saying, better inputs equal better outputs, like everything in life. A well-designed prompt will save you time, energy, and the resources that you use when you're creating content. Now, what we're going to do is called prompt chaining, which is a sequence of related prompts that guide AI through more complex tasks, like you're stacking up and you're building from the previous one. Okay, this is useful for projects that require more fine-tuned information, like high-quality content creation for social media, blog posts, etc. All right, so this prompt chain that we're sharing with you is a framework that you can use and modify however you need. So this first one we're going to not use right now because of time, but Samantha, I'm going to ask you, we're going to go to ChatGPT also, by the way, before I start. Here, you can see all my threads. I recommend for you to use the same thread for the same topic. If you're going to use a thread for marketing, use that thread for your marketing, and ChatGPT will be better with time and with usage. So
basically what she's saying is, can you show them what that means when you say start a thread? Just hit there where it says new chat. Yeah, so we hit this little pencil here, and we're going to create a new chat. And as long as you keep that chat, it's going to, oh, I think my thing died. You have to switch to your mic.
Okay.
So what's going to happen here is if you keep it all into one chat, it's going to learn over time, and it's going to collect all of that information and get smarter with you. Go ahead.
Okay. Now, each one of these is one thread. So we're going to use this thread. Samantha, I will need you to tell me what your business is. What's your target audience?
Sure. So my business name is Once Upon a Brand.
We had some technical issues and I could not hear you.
Okay.
All right. I can hear you now.
You can hear me? Okay.
Yes.
So yeah, my company is called Once Upon a Brand. It's onceuponabrandllc.com.
Okay.
And we do brand strategy and communications consulting for clients primarily in the healthcare, higher education, technology, and social impact spaces.
Social impact spaces. And I'm sorry, can you repeat the first thing that you said? For who?
Healthcare and higher education and technology. Yep.
Technology. Okay. Perfect. So I'm going to go to the second prompt here. Oh, here. And I'm going to start here. Give me 5 unique content ideas about what I described to you. What would never mind. You hit enter. And then, all right, 5 unique content ideas for Once Upon a Brand. So one of them would be behind every brand. So like an impact story series. The other one would be innovating for good. Next one, building brands that change lives. Future-proofing impact. Podcast or blog series, voices of impact. So choose one of these topics that you like, Samantha, and that you know really well.
How about sorry, I'm just reading the description. How about, yeah, behind every brand? Sure.
Behind everyone brand. Okay. So here, I'm going to copy and paste this. You can do that too. So from the ideas listed, I choose behind every brand. Provide 3 detailed bullet points explaining the key elements of this idea. So we're going to dig deeper on that. So number 1, brand journey and mission focus. Number 2, challenges and strategic solutions. Number 3, tangible impact and success metrics. Okay, so here I'm going to tell it that I want to focus on this bullet point. You can copy and paste this if you don't want to do what we're about to do, but I was confusing here, right? You can ask it to expand this point into a detailed paragraph, but we're not gonna do it right now. So we're gonna do, well, I want to focus on this bullet point. Can you just... So Samantha, what bullet point works better for you? What can you talk about for 1 minute without preparation from these 3?
Any of them, but let's go with number 1.
Perfect. I want to focus on this bullet point. Brand, journey, and mission focus. You got it? Okay.
Okay, cool. So what we're going to do from here is we're going to have you brand journey and mission focus. What we're going to have you do is we're going to have you speak for about 1 minute, and we're going to record it on Loom, and that Loom is going to automatically transcribe it for you. Okay, so don't worry about being super eloquent or anything like that, but we're going to take the idea of brand journey and mission focus, and I want you to speak for about 1 minute about something meaningful to you and important that you want to share with people. Are you ready?
Okay.
Let's do it.
So yeah, when you're starting a brand or thinking about a rebrand strategy, what you need to do is start with your why, because you'll never figure out how to get to the place of achieving your goals unless we start with that first why and the values to be able to position your brand towards the organizational and strategic goals that you want to achieve. When your stakeholders understand your value, your mission, your vision, they can then make important critical decisions about whether to engage with your organization and how to engage with your organization. And when you're very clear about communicating with your stakeholders, you can increase efficiency, and hopefully that efficiency gain leads to an increase in ROI. Is that good?
Yep, that's good.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay. So what we did here is we recorded on Loom. You can go to loom.com and you can actually use this for free. You can record up to 5 minutes. And then we're going to get the transcript of that video. It transcribes it automatically. And I'm going to actually, since I'm on my computer here, and Anna, when she's done completely extracting her lung, we'll continue the presentation. What do you need? Water? Oh, got you. Yeah. All right. And from there, I'm gonna copy the transcript and I'm gonna send that over to you in Slack. Okay. All right. That transcript is now in Slack for you. You good? Feeling better? Oop. All right.
Yes.
Cool. All right. So you got this. You got the transcript. Good.
Awesome, I'm back. So next I want to say, I want to focus on this bullet point, brand journey and mission focus. Draft a 250 word post using this transcript. So what I did is copy, paste, enter. That's it. And now ChatGPT is writing something with what Samantha just talked about.
So, Josh, can you give me the honors of reading it, please?
I will. Let me see if my fancy microphone works again. Second here. It died on me in the middle of it. All right, cool. So let's get into this. When embarking on a new brand journey or considering a rebrand, the most critical step is to start with your why. Without this foundation, it becomes nearly impossible to guide your brand toward achieving your organizational goals. Your why is more than a mission statement. It's the core of your brand's values and purpose, shaping every decision and direction you take. So notice here that what we did is Samantha gave us a 1 minute, just kind of like, hey, these are some thoughts and ideas I have. And then we asked ChatGPT to take that and turn it into a cohesive article. And it's done that. And Samantha, do you feel like that pretty well represents what you said?
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Great. And then let's get creative with it, though.
Okay.
So let's come up with who is your favorite author, who your favorite actor, or your favorite movie, or your favorite band, or a book, something that's really popular and famous. What's the first thing that comes to your mind? Literally anything in pop culture.
Okay. Well, I would say one of my favorite actresses is Diane Keaton.
Okay, great. Diane,
Okay, you want more favorites or no?
give me a different one.
Okay. Right now I am reading Adam Grant's book, Rethinking, Think Again.
Okay.
And
Diane
I'm
Keaton's
very into
probably,
that.
think Diane Keaton's probably more popular. That what we're going to do is we're going to rewrite this in the style of someone else. So I think Diane Keaton's fine.
Okay.
And because Diane Keaton's a very famous actress, and she has this very particular style. She's not British, right? She's American, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Because I'm gonna do it.
You're gonna do this again.
I'm gonna do it. All right. But I remember Diane Keaton. I remember there was a couple of movies that she was in that I liked. All right, let's do it.
Is this how I?
Yeah, it's close enough.
Okay.
Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna rewrite the entire post in the style of Diane Keaton. Go ahead.
And I'm gonna say, and add a CTA to book a call with me. Yeah.
Okay, great. Okay. All right, now notice it's going to change everything. All right, let's talk about something important here. When you're starting a brand, or maybe you're thinking about a rebrand, you have to start with your why. Why are you doing this? What's the heart of it all? Without that, how are you ever going to get to where you want to go? It's like trying to get somewhere without knowing where you're headed. You've got to start with your why, and you've got to have those values in place to guide you. All right, so it changed the style to try to match a little bit more like how Diane Keaton would speak. So let's come up with something like a little more off the wall. Like let's take somebody from the audience. Give us any random thing, like a movie, an actor, a cartoon, a character in a movie, literally anything. Let's take any kind of Eminem.
Eminem?
Yeah.
I love that.
All right, let's do Eminem. All right. All right. Yo, let's break it down real quick. If you're starting a brand or even thinking about a brand, the first thing you got to lock in is your why. Like, why are you even doing this? What's driving you? Because without that, you're just wandering, hoping to hit your goals. But trust me, you won't. That why is the foundation. It's the heartbeat of everything.
I love that.
That was pretty good. It was pretty
Yeah.
good. Let's do one more. Miss Piggy.
Okay.
Okay. All right, Miss Piggy. All right. Okay, let's see what I can do. Oh, let me tell you something fabulous, darling. When you're starting a brand or even thinking about a rebranding magic, the first thing you must do is your why. Why, you ask? Because without knowing your divine purpose, you'll just be flailing around like a bad hair day. And trust me, moi knows all about the importance of knowing where you're going, preferably toward a spotlight. If I had a bigger range, I probably could have done better on that. All right, one more. So Bob says Shakespeare. So we do have other things to talk about. So All right.
This is
Shake-
fun.
Shakespeare. All right.
Shakespeare, is that how you?
Yeah, I think so. That sounds right. Okay. Here we go. Shakespeare. Hark, attend me well, for in the crafting of a brand, or perchance the remaking of one, thou must begin with thy why. Aye, without this noble purpose, how shall thee chart thy course to triumph? 'Tis like setting sail without compass or star, destined to wander aimless, ere thou reach thy glorious end. Thy why is the foundation upon which thy brand shall rise, strong as the fairest castle.
Can you read the CTA? Because I like it. I'm gonna start using that word.
Come, let us discourse. Booketh a call with me, and together we shall craft a strategy fit for the bards to sing, and thy brand shall be remembered in the annals of time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice as I'm in the wrong business. I've thought that. Yeah. Right. So here's the idea. Samantha gave us 1 minute of content about something that she already knew a lot about. She didn't organize it. She didn't think it through. She didn't sit there for 6 hours with a blank screen. She was like, okay, I need some ideas. ChatGPT, give me some ideas. How about these ideas? Yeah, I like that one. I'm going to talk about it. And now that I've talked about it, ChatGPT will organize it. And if we want to have a little bit of fun with it, we can write it in different styles. And like literally, Samantha can go and put on like her bard's uniform and turn on a camera and read what ChatGPT just wrote in Shakespeare style and put that on as a reel, and it would probably go viral. Honestly, like I think people will watch it because they're like, "What the heck is going on here?" Like, and they'll share it with their friends. Like, look at this crazy lady speaking Shakespeare, but I guess I need to start with my why. Good. Samantha, was that helpful, valuable for you?
Yeah. No, it's cool. Fun.
Awesome. So everybody has access to this this document with the prompt chaining. I will, Anna.
I'll share the link.
Yeah, and I can share the link here in the chat, and then we're going to pick back up in the next part of our presentation. So hopefully that was valuable for you. And if anybody does end up coming up with like a totally crazy article and you want me to read it, just send it to me. I'm on Facebook at JT Literally. Just send me a DM on Facebook and I will totally I'll read it and I'll send you a video of me reading it. I'm happy to do that. All right, cool. Let's go back up to sharing our screen. All right, there. And I forgot to show you this screen. We were totally going to show you this screen, then we skipped it. But that's where you can get the Talk GPT framework, is what we call it, Talk GPT. All right, hey, who wants more sales? I want more sales. Hopefully you want more sales too. So we're going to talk about some ways that we can get some more sales. And we're going to talk about how to stuff your calendar with highly qualified prospects who want what you have. And just to be clear, this is not about paid ads or any expensive marketing tactics. It's not about cold outreach. It's not about posting aimlessly on social media or spamming people with DMs or anything like that. And this is completely different than anything else that you may see on the market right now. And it all comes down to this one statement. Every decision starts with a conversation. And I want you to really, really internalize this. Every decision starts with a conversation. And we'll come back to that in a moment, but I really, really want you to internalize that. Selling online, especially, is not as easy as it was just a few years ago. Why is that? Number one reason, distrust. Here's the thing. People have seen everything before. They widely distrust Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram. Washington Post did a poll. It says 72% of internet users do not trust Facebook hardly at all to handle their personal information or data. Internet users in general, the trust in the internet has dropped significantly over several years. And this is since 2019. Over the last 5 years, people just don't trust what they see on the internet. Like, you literally have to go and fact check almost anything you see at this point, even if it's presented as true. The other reason that people don't respond is because they understand what's going on. They're sophisticated. Marketing funnels and things have been around for a long time. People have been pitched before. They've been tricked before with countdown timers and false scarcity, and they've bought into things and they've been burned before. So people are naturally skeptical at this point. The other thing that's important to notice is distraction. We're all very, very distracted. Just the miracle that we could get, 50, 60, 100 people to sit here with us live is amazing, because there's 70,000 other things that you probably need to be doing right now. And some of you are probably multitasking literally on your phones right now while I'm talking. And that's okay. I understand. No love lost there. I get it. But here's the thing. Our attention spans are microscopic. 8.25 seconds is the average human attention span right now, which is less than a goldfish. Okay. And it has actually gone down over the last generation. When these statistics were taken previously in about 2004, it was more like 10 seconds, 12 seconds. It's actually gone down about 40% in the last generation. So what is the key to ultimately selling more in 2025? Well, I'll go back to the opposite of the problem that we're facing, is trust. We must go back to establishing trust upfront again. So how do we do that? Think about the people that you trust the most. It's probably people you've had meaningful conversations with, deep talks where you get open and vulnerable and you really, really share all of the goods about what's going on. Conversations that have had an impact on your life, or they've changed your perspective in some way. Conversations and connections, and doing that over and over and over again, and always getting the value out of it. That's what builds trust. So we've discovered a new, unique way to bring trust back into the sales funnel process, and we call it conversational funnels. Conversational funnel is a very simple client attraction system that is 100% organic, and it's completely passive, and it's very simple. We pour qualified traffic into the top of the funnel. We create authentic engagement. We're going to show you how to do a little bit of that with AI, a little bit of that with automation and some other things. And then on the bottom, we get our right fit clients, because we don't want the wrong fit clients. For those of you who have been in business a while and you took on that one client, even though your gut told you not to, but you kind of needed the money, that didn't end too well, did it? So we want to make sure we all have right fit clients only. And here's what we do. We use AI to automatically get in touch with every person that shows interest in our offers. So we pour some people in. We're going to talk about how to pour people into the top of the funnel in a minute. But once they're in, we use AI to reach out to them immediately. The reason that that's great is because AI allows us to get in touch with them right at the moment that they're engaging. Here's why that's important. Because if you can respond to an inquiry within 1 minute, your chance of closing the deal goes up by 391%. So you can 4x your conversions just by getting back to people faster. And if you, sorry, can I have that water, please?
Yes, sorry.
So if you literally change nothing else about your process, you don't need a better sales pitch. You don't need a shinier pitch deck. You don't need a fancier website. You just need to get back to people faster. If you just do that, you can 4x your conversions. And here's why that matters. The average response time for all businesses is actually 47 hours, 2 days. There's some statistics on this. Forbes.com actually commented on this. If you think about what were you doing 2 days ago? Do you remember a website you visited 2 days ago? Do you remember an online inquiry you submitted 2 days ago? Probably not. What about 2 hours ago? Most of us have no idea what we were doing 20 minutes ago. And what happens is people need their questions answered now. And if you can't get there, AI can. So just a quick example here. This is Leah, one of our clients, and she runs an indoor playground, does birthday parties, like high-end birthday parties. This was late at night, 10 o'clock. She was tucking her little boy into bed, and our AI chat was actually picking up the conversation while she was taking care of her kid. And this deal ultimately closed, and it was like a $5,000 birthday party. She woke up the next day to a closed deal. And that happened multiple times, including one time in Spanish, and she doesn't even speak Spanish. What AI also does is it follows up and invites them back into the conversation when they're ready. Because a lot of people are going to come to your offer or whatever it is that you do, or you meet them at a networking event. They go to your website and they're like, that's really interesting, but I don't know you yet. I'm not sure if I trust you, or maybe now's not the right time for me. No problem. We put them into our funnel and our process, and then we automate that relationship building over time. And we keep very subtly inviting them, would you like to come back and have this conversation? And eventually they're going to say yes or no, and that's fine too. And here's an example of that. Reagan is somebody that we presented at an event back in May. And she said, hey, that sounds really interesting what you guys do. And so she gave us an email address to download a document from us, and we invited her to have a conversation about what we could do together. And she was like, no, not right now. No problem. And so we kept building that relationship pretty much on autopilot. And then months later, she finally comes back and says, yeah, you know what? Now I'm ready. Months after we met, she says, I'm ready. We never talked to Reagan again. Our automation and our AI took care of the entire relationship until she was ready. And then she said, okay, I'm ready to become your customer. So common concerns about using AI for sales. Hey, my customers want to talk to humans. My customers are more sophisticated. They're not going to buy into this AI stuff. AI doesn't sound natural. Those are all very common. They're very legitimate concerns that a lot of people have. But here's the facts. 81% of customers actually prefer self-service options versus human interaction. There's a couple of reasons for that. The number one reason is it takes you 47 hours to get back to them, and they don't want to wait that long. A number two reason is their question to them may be really small, and like, I don't want to bother him or her. It's just a quick question. I don't want to take up somebody's time. Or they're worried that you might try to sell them something. Like, I don't want to talk to a human. They're just going to try to sell me something, and it's just like icky. I don't want to deal with it. So if you can provide a way that they can get their answers in a straightforward fashion without that pressure of dealing with a human, they tend to prefer that, typically 4 out of 5 times. Now, that's how the conversational funnel works. I want to talk about how we actually fill that funnel, because most of us, if we're just starting out or we're trying to get to the next level in our business, we really need to generate high quality leads, and not just leads, but we need calls booked on our calendar. Okay. And so the way that we do that is by using what we call the talk show effect. Okay. And for those of you who have been around for a while, you might remember this episode of Oprah with Tom Cruise going crazy over 80 homes, I think. But we use the talk show effect to bring in high quality leads and calls booked on our calendar every single day. In fact, we get 5 to 7 leads per day wanting to book with us, and we have no idea where they even come from. We do zero marketing, we do zero outreach, we do zero posting on social media, and 5 to 7 people just show up wanting to book on our calendar because of the talk show effect. It's a simple idea, and it flips the entire dynamic of the relationship by building authority and trust up front. It generates a lot of demand for whatever the offer it is that you're making, whatever your product and service is. And we make sure that we're bringing in just the perfect fit prospects who want to talk to you every single day. And you don't have to spend money on ads. You don't have to do any dancing on TikTok or anything like that. This is just a sampling of the bookings that we've gotten this year from using the talk show effect. Okay. And this is like my inbox, and you'll see over here on the right side, like 3, 4, 5 in a row on one day. These are people who are actually booking on our calendar by using this, and we pay $0 for this. As I mentioned, we get 5 to 7 requests a day, no ads, no marketing, no cold outreach. And that allows us to choose who we talk to. And we can say no to people because we've got so many people coming in. We say, I'm sorry, this isn't really a good fit for you. And just to be clear, aside from my amazing Shakespearean monologue skills, I'm not actually that popular of a guy. I'm no influencer. If you went to my Instagram, I would like kind of tuck my head in shame because my social media presence is very bad. And I'm a little bit of an awkward speaker sometimes. So literally anybody can do this. If you have any level of influence at all, that helps, but you don't need it at all. I've been doing this for years very successfully. And I want to tell you one conversation that came from this talk show effect through our conversational funnel resulted in more than $1 million from that one conversation. And I want to be clear, this was not, I helped this person make $1 million. This person paid my company $1 million. Not from the conversation. That would be cool. If I could do 20-minute conversations and make $1 million, that would be awesome. But that conversation led to a relationship, and that relationship led to us working together and earning $1 million in revenue for my company. And it all started by bringing them into my conversational funnel and opening up that relationship using the talk show effect. So who wants more sales on autopilot? What we do there is we're going to actually walk you through how that works. We'll create a plan for how you can build your own conversational funnel, how you can get your talk show effect to fill the funnel with no ads, no ad spend whatsoever. There's a free download. Sorry about the coughing. There's a free download. This is the same link. If you download it at the beginning, this is the same link. It's going to show you the exact framework that we use for our automated attraction system, which is our talk show effect. And this is the exact same system we use to book 300 plus qualified sales calls this year. And you'll see on there, sorry about that. Anna, could you put a link in the chat for us for them to be able to book a call if they want to talk to us?
Yes.
So if you want to have a conversation about that, I'm more than happy to walk you through. I'll show you exactly what we do. I'll ask you some questions. I'll get to understand your business a little bit better. And then I'll map out an entire plan for how you can build a conversational funnel for your business, how we can incorporate AI without having to be super techy, and then how we can fill that funnel with your ideal, highest quality prospects right away without having to spend a bunch of money on ads, without having to cold email, cold call, and all those things. And do we have is that the link? Okay. Thank you.
Yes.
So you can just click on that link right there and book a quick call. It'll just ask you 1 or 2 questions. The conversation is with me. We don't have any like sweaty sales guys that are going to try to pressure you into anything. We just want to open that up. I want to learn a little bit more about you. If you're a right fit client for us, I'll say, hey, here's what it looks like for us to maybe work together and we can do some things together. If it doesn't seem like a good fit, or if it's not a good fit for you, no problem. I'm happy to share that information one way or another. So that's our presentation. I'll take any questions that we have at this point. We can talk about AI, we can talk about lead generation, or we can go any direction you want. You want to talk about Shakespeare, I can do that.
Awesome, Josh, Anna, thank you so much. This was incredible, wonderful demonstration, and really, just so many examples that you displayed of how somebody said it in the chat, how you can, something that's artificial can be used to really create authenticity and connection with that right fit audience, as you were talking about. So such wonderful insights, and I think we have time for maybe one question live, and there's a really good question here. I know we have, likely some solopreneurs or founders with small teams in the audience who have limited capacity. And this person is asking, what if AI closes a deal and you're not ready for it? It will breed even more distrust than before. And you kind of mentioned, like, oh, you still have the option to like choose who you talk to, and it kind of opens you up to that. So I would just love to hear, any thoughts on that, just maintaining control and still delivering that high quality experience.
Yeah, it's a great question, and it's a very legitimate concern. And so here's the best way to look at AI. AI is a tool. Your hammer in your toolbox is not going to hammer any nails unless you pick it up and use it. You say, that nail, boom. And so AI is the same way. It's a tool that's going to execute the commands that you tell it to. And so if you have a capacity issue, but you just need it to kind of handle these front end questions, we just train the AI to do that. So as an example, let's say you can only take on 3 clients a month and you've already hit 3, but you've got people asking. Your AI can handle that conversation and say, yeah, I'd love to get you on a call. Let's have a conversation to see if there's a way that we can help you. And then when you go and talk to the person, you can say, I'm sorry, I'm full right now, but I can get you on for next month. And so we would just train the AI to not try and close deals. For Leia specifically, she wanted the deals to just be closed automatically right there in the AI, if possible. And if not, then they would just book a call and talk. But pretty much we can build it to do whatever you want.
Love that. Love that. Absolutely. And love that analogy that it's, a tool that is totally within your control and really takes the commands that you give it. So wonderful. Awesome. This has been so incredible. I want to get a key takeaway or piece of wisdom from each of you. So maybe we'll start with you, Anna.
I could not hear that. I'm so sorry.
Oh yeah,
She's
if you just had like
Sure.
one key
Quick
takeaway or
takeaway,
piece
if
of
you-
wisdom for the audience, what would that be?
I would say
Oh, we can't hear
Oh,
you.
hold on. Go ahead. Go ahead.
yeah. All right.
Yeah,
I
here we
will
go.
say that AI, everything new and every change is scary. And maybe AI feels scary because it's new. But it is a tool it's just a tool that is here to augment us. It's not here to replace us. We are not going to use it to clone ourselves. We can if you want, but not completely. It's just a tool to make you better, to better your business, to better your communication with your clients or even with your family and friends. It's just here to make us bionic, I will say.
And the main
How
thing
about
that
you?
I will add is this: AI is definitely not your savior. If you have great business fundamentals, if you're already good at sales, if you're already good at marketing, AI will make it exponential. If you're not good at those things, go get good at those things, because AI will just expose the fact that you're not good at it. Right? And so it's a great enhancer, but it won't necessarily solve your problems.
Love that. Really important. Josh, Anna, thank you so much. This has been so incredible and just a wonderful overview, really approachable. So on behalf of the NASDAQ Entrepreneurial Center and everyone here today, we are just so thankful that you both joined us.
Thank you.
Awesome. And we'll share those links in the chat to connect with Josh and Anna. Make sure to check those out. And into the audience, thank you all so much for joining. We'd love for you to join us again for upcoming webinars, which you can view using those additional links that are going to be posted in the chat. And we look forward to welcoming you back online with us soon. Thanks, everyone.